When you went into addiction, you become cold. Like, my mum could have stood crying, begging
Oh,
me.
fuck.
And
you're
was scared
Oh, you're
straight
emotionless?
through her. And I'm telling you, that is the devil, the crack.
Aye.
I'd been on both the heroin and I would have smoked the crack on and off. I'd say it's probably addiction takes a part of something from you.
Does.
And it works. I'll be honest now, I'll be 3 years clean at the end of April. And my mental health is probably more scattered now because you numb yourself with the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The deal was if he didn't pay them,
Yeah.
Oliver wanted me to sleep with him and his friend
What the
to
fuck?
pay the money off. The doctor said to my mum, he says there's no medical reason that me or any of the 3 other consultants can explain to you why she's breathing right now. He says for her levels, you should be identifying her in our morgue. My jaw was broke. My eye socket couldn't eat solids for 6 weeks. Had to be all completely put back in. All my eyes, I remember my eyes bleeding. Oh my God, I was mangled, like, completely. I don't know. Like, this is what these men do. Like, isn't it so bad? It shows how disgusting they are as people that they have to drug women to sleep with them. Like, they can't go out and get a normal woman, be a normal human being.
Welcome to Rewired for Freedom. I'm Liam Keeley, and this isn't some polished recovery podcast. This is real talk about breaking free from addiction, rewiring the mind, and getting your life back on your own terms. No scripts, no pretending, just straight conversations with people who've been through the madness, faced their demons, and found freedom on the other side. If you're done playing small, done being controlled by the beast, and ready to start thinking for yourself, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
So welcome back to Rewire for Freedom podcast. Today we'll have Rebecca on.
Hi.
Yeah, and Rebecca's going to share her story.
Yeah.
So you know what I always start from the very beginning, even before the chaos, you know what I mean? It gives everybody an insight into
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great. Like, yes, so it's great to have you on, Rebecca.
Thank you.
So people will know you because they've probably seen your show. So what was it like before? What was it like teenage years, you know?
So, oh my God, do you know what? Even though I was bullied really badly, I always had, like, being honest, let's call spade a spade. I was the fat chick you got on with who, like, ran about with the good looking girls. I always got on with the guys. My God, ironically, after, like, everything, but I always got on with men better. Just felt there was no bitchiness.
Yeah.
I always felt very, like, intimidated against people. But if I walked into a room, and I'm not just saying this, I had the loudest laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
Your
I
energy,
had the best crack.
was good
yeah.
then.
I just loved life. Like, I did, you know.
You could feel it when you walked in then, you mean? You could feel. Yeah, I know
like,
what I mean, yeah.
My dad's very like that. I would get his personality from him. I've never had a problem talking. We can tell. But like teenage years, you know, if I was told to be in for 10 o'clock, I came at 1:15 and was like round the corner and I was like, oh no, we ended up going to such and such. She's like, Rebecca, I drove down the hill 10 minutes ago and just drove past and you didn't see me. My mom was wild, like.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget, we moved into this house and I started bothering my next door neighbour and I was like, I'd never drank before. I was like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
He bought me a 3-litre Frosty Jacks. So my mum
What's that, cider, is it?
Yeah, do you remember, like,
like
the
Barry
white
Bucks,
lightning and
Barry
all?
Bucks,
Yeah. So I was going over to the house. Oh my God, see, even from my last talk, there's so much you've changed in the past 6 months and my confidence is growing. So this is really like opened you and I've been so excited for this. But I remember my ma called me over for dinner and do you remember the food bags? And I could feel myself swaying in the kitchen and my dad was like, will you hold the bag open for me to put the chicken in it? Not a problem. Going back and forth every time another bit of fucking chicken dropped on the floor. So my ma says, Rebecca, you okay? Hush me, I'm fine. Absolutely fine. I didn't know I fell asleep in my mashed potato.
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
The dinner and all. So I went back over to my friends. Well, within 10 minutes the door went and I thought, that's my mum. She fucking slapped me from that door. And I was only 2 doors up. But that's the type I was, like... Yes, okay, I did go out and I would have had a drink, but there wasn't a big drinker. It was just fun. There was a big crowd of us. Just always had a very dark sense of humour with people. Like, and some people even wouldn't still get that now. I have a very dark sense of humour through what I've been through because I'll say it before anybody else can, you know, that way.
Yes.
And I think, as you know from addiction, you build up a mechanism like that where it's like defensive.
Yeah.
And I think you get so used to
I
like
think if
being
you-
attacked.
Yeah, and it makes
Sometimes.
having an addiction actually makes it tougher.
100%.
Doesn't it?
Very cold. Like, that's one thing I lost. Like, when I was younger, I was very loving, very, very affectionate, you know, like, you could have been somebody I never knew, and you could have said to me, give me £100 and I would have done it. Like, that's just the way I was, because in my head, like, in a way, I never felt like, I always felt I had to buy people to be around me. Like,
Yeah.
and I think I can
What's that?
identify
People
that
pleasing?
now, very much so.
People
I
pleasing?
was the yes person, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Like, if you needed fags, it was go to Rebecca. If you needed a drink at the weekends, go to Rebecca. If you needed, like, that's the way it was. Not in like a bad way, but looking back now, I think I was always scared of like that rejection.
Confrontation.
Yeah, and I think looking back, I maybe would have always maybe, even if what hadn't happened to me, I could have maybe went the addiction with the way my mental health was. You know, I'll never
Yes.
know.
Yes.
You know, that way when I look back, I can identify like a lot of things in my childhood now that trigger me and stuff like that. And I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're testing for bipolar, ADHD, because the BPD was at the very, very start when I took a mental break when I first got clean.
Yeah.
But when I went into addiction after my childhood,
Yeah.
I
So
became very cold.
Was it just drink you were drinking through your
I
teenagers?
never really would have drank. I would have had a drink like if there was a big crowd of us out. But when I say a drink, I couldn't have drunk. Like, it was never about me. Like, my friends maybe would have had
And
a
you said
drink.
it was Bangor you were living?
Yeah, Bangor.
So it was quiet back then, wasn't it? Bangor was
Yeah,
like,
but we
it was
used
different
to
from Belfast, anyway,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Well, oh my God, when I first came to Belfast, it was like, I was like, what the fuck is this?
What is this, the jungle?
Yeah, like, I remember driving up, oh my God, it's so random, but I remember driving up Yorkgate for a bag of gear. This is so bad. And I remember the smell of is it the pigeon feed they make near Yorkgate?
Yes.
But I was like, what the fuck, is there poison in the air? Because we don't have that. It's not the Bangors of foreign place, like, but there's not big factories or anything like that. When I first came to Belfast, it probably did. It was the thrill of it. I'm being really honest. I'll never sit here and say anything different because I did enjoy the thrill of that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, to the fullest. And yes, it was miserable, but there was sometimes, like, all the addiction wasn't bad. There's some really funny things that I'll go into. Like, I wouldn't have laughed about them, but I do now.
Yeah, I'm the same.
But do you not find when you went into addiction, you become cold? Like, my mum could have stood crying, begging me.
Oh, fuck.
And
you're emotionless? Oh, you're emotionless? Because you're sitting going, when's my next bag of gear?
I know.
You're not thinking about bag of gear, just going, I don't give a fuck. I just
All
don't
you're
give a fuck.
wanting to do is go in and take a line.
And
And then, you know they're watching you.
you know you're hurting them, and it's just fucking...
I'm being honest, and this is something I will admit. Like, there's no way people say, like, family members don't have trauma when you're in addiction because it's a ripple effect.
That is a ripple effect.
Like, my mum, for, like, nearly 10 years of her life went from and having daughter 20 who full employment, had a house, had a car. I had everything very young. I was very mature. I was working in insurance. Thriving. Oh my God. Thriving. Had a 3-bedroom home.
You had a house, though?
From I was 18, yeah. I moved to Lisburn. I got a 3-bedroom home.
Did you?
Used to work for the NHS and doing blood transfusions. And then I went into insurance. My mummy had worked there. And I got into it. And I loved it.
So you had no addiction at that time?
No.
No?
Never. I never had an addiction until basically my life took a turn.
Oh, wow.
I'd never smoked a joint before I went on to heroin.
So life was going good?
Everything was going how I expected. Obviously, I had met a guy before I met the guy who got me into the trafficking ring.
Yeah.
And great man. He is fantastic. He had a bit of a drinking problem. He's now got his own kid. There's no hard feelings. We just grew apart. We were
Yeah,
very
yeah.
young when we were
You still
together.
keeping contact now?
No, now, not that friendly, no.
No, right.
But I think it's
Alright.
just out of respect. He's got
Yes, if
his
you've seen each
partner.
other, you would say hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
we've seen each
Yeah.
other, like I've spoke to his
Yes,
family,
yes.
and they were a fantastic family, and I'm so proud of him now for the family he has created. Do you know what I mean? Fantastic, really, really good guy. Liked the women, but listen, we were young, and that's the way it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, everything was going well, and then I started getting really bad stomach pains. I would say probably I was about a size 20, and stomach pains going to the doctor. And I mean, from the April until the August, I had dropped down from a size 20 to a size 8.
What?
And doctors weren't doing tests. I was blacking out, everything. So
Jesus,
my
that's some job on
mum,
it.
oh fuck, it was awful. But I was walking about with a hot water bottle strapped to the front of my stomach and my back and going to work. And that's when I started taking Nurofen Plus, which you can buy them over the counter. They're codeine and ibuprofen.
Oh, yes.
But I didn't know I
yes.
had a 13 centimetre ulcer. So they had me on dihydrocodeine.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
it was too strong for me. And I said, listen, is there anything I can get in the chemist? He says, there's no point in me prescribing you 8s. He says, they're 15s or 30s with paracetamol. He says, because it's not going to do anything. I had between 30 and 40 ulcers from the top of my esophagus to the bottom. 13 centimetre ulcer in my stomach and all through my bowel. They don't know what caused it. I don't know what happened. But I was taking, obviously, ibuprofen because of the pain.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was then making my ulcer perforate.
Jesus Christ, they do everything, don't they?
Oh my
They
God.
go for ulcers.
Destroyed me. So my mum went to Canada on the 1st of August and came back on, I think it was like the 30th. She went away for a month and I had lost another stone and a half down to a size 6. Took me to the doctors on the Friday morning at 9, and by 5 to 11 the doctor phoned and said, Rebecca, can't speak to you, put your mum on the phone right now. He says, and get in the fucking car. He actually swore to me, he didn't mean to. He says, put your mum on the phone now. This doctor's known me for 26 years. Like, he was a friend.
Yeah.
And he says, you need to get her to the hospital. Her hemoglobin is 3.4 and it should be between 15 and 18. He says her iron is 5. He says, and it should be even higher. He says she needs emergency blood transfusions or she's going to go into cardiac arrest. The doctors know she's coming. Send her up straight away. He says, if you've got the car, send her an ambulance. He says, I don't want to risk it. So by the time I got there, they had to test my blood. They had 5 pints of blood into me. Bloods were not going up. So they done a camera and they had to stop the camera because if they went any further into my stomach, they would have burst it.
Jesus
So my stomach, the ulcer, had basically healed. It was awful. So they got it under control. But the year leading up to everything happening to me, my relationship had broke down. I was losing the house because I couldn't work on insurance. It'd been off for 6 months.
Huh.
My health.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then they took me into hospital. It was on and off 8 months. I was in and out like every other week. It was like, I don't even really remember the hospital stay. I was out of it. They had me so medicated up. It was awful. But I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. They were just waiting on the ulcer to burst. And if it had it, I was screwed. Like, because they said if it bursts, it's that big, it could affect your heart because of poison that's in it. So I got out of hospital and discharged on the 21st of January. And on the way to the hospital, my dad phoned and said that my papa, who had been diagnosed with this thing 2 years previous, amyloidosis, it like affects all the organs in the body and eventually kills you. You usually only have 6 months, but he lasted about 18 months. I got out of hospital at 5 to 4, and when I got to Lisburn, my mum said, you're going to have to drive. She says, and you need to drive now. She says, he's going. And
who's your granda?
My granda,
Yeah.
my dad's dad. And my papa was one of these men that the presence. I never heard him raise his voice. He didn't have to. I never would have even blinked at my mum and dad in front of him. He was always dressed in a 3-piece suit, like just an old time gentleman.
Yeah.
He was Canadian and he was native. So all he were dressed was in cowboy suits and cowboy boots. He was class.
It
Just amazing.
sounds like.
But I remember a peeler saying to my dad at his funeral, "Your father's the only man," like he was a peeler in the Troubles, "that if he ever said to me, 'Put your gun down,' he says, I was putting my gun down." He says there was no talking about it. Like, my grand wasn't connected. He was an All-Ireland champion, but he just was brought up
What,
in
boxing?
that generation. Yeah. All-Ireland champion. He used to do down Abbey Boxing Club in Bangor. And my dad, he trained my dad and all. But his morals in life were you treat everybody with respect, but never let yourself be disrespected. Always respect your elders.
Yeah.
Always say please and thank you. Manners cost nothing. So when I lost him that night, this was 4 months before everything kind of happened. My world collapsed. I was so ill. I collapsed nearly the night he was dying because I just got to the hospital, and when I seen him, he kept his eyes open till I got there, and then he passed away later that night, and that was tough.
Jesus Christ, that sounds like.
Because it was the first major loss from my granny died at 16, and I was losing my relationship, I was losing the house, I was losing everything that I kind of
Built up.
knew, to me. And when people say, like, your life can go from this to that, like, you never think it's going to be you, like, you know, and I'm being really, really honest, like, at the age I was growing up, was there drugs? Yeah, but there's not the culture there is now, and you probably see that, like, it's not sniffing coke, it's not ease anymore, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen, obviously it does.
Yeah, but
it's
that's a
now,
rare fucking.
the first people are now starting straight on a pipe.
I think it's cat and all now.
It is.
Cat
It's
and
like
smoking
cat,
coke
smoking
and jack.
crack, and I'm telling you, that is the devil, the crack.
Aye.
Like, I've been on both the heroin and I would have smoked the crack on and off. I'd say it's probably worse.
See, I never tried that. I was always sniffing it. Like,
See if you're paranoid, or see, like, if you're a
does that take it to
schizzy
another
person.
level?
Oh my! I remember, God love my ex, like, but he's trapped addiction. He's over in England now. But I'm telling you, he would have took a pipe. The remotes come out, or the batteries come out of the remote.
Oh, yes.
The red light, the
battery come out of the
skybox.
phone. We used to be able to take
the
a battery out of the phone.
Yeah. Well, he used to snap my e-cigs, take the battery out because he thought I had a tracker in them. The smoke alarm went off one night and he thought it was the CIA. Honestly.
Oh, I know. Sure, I used to have a Nokia 3300.
3310.
So you took as part of the phone out and you put it in a drawer over there. The
Yes,
battery
and
went
you
in,
used to
but
put
even
it
the
over
case,
there.
even the case. So
your drawer.
3 different parts. In case the case was bugged.
I know, because you were so scared. Like, I
know.
remember, and then, like, I remember him taking out like, I have God love me, like, because it's not nice watching it. Like, it's not, but that's what scared me from it. Honestly, it's
That's actually
awful.
funny now when you
know
think
it
back.
is.
But when it was happening, it wasn't. It wasn't
Mate,
funny.
I remember being in hotels. Oh my God, it's horrendous. We were in a hotel. I was clean. Like, I stayed with him 2 years into my sobriety, and he took a pipe. Well, fuck, I shouldn't be laughing at this.
What?
He shit himself because he freaked out that much.
Fuck.
But he didn't know he had done it. So when I was walking back into the hotel, he was coming towards me, and he had white shorts on.
Fuck.
Like, honestly, but he had freaked out that much. He phoned an ambulance because he thought he was having a heart attack. Now, when I felt his heart, I was panicking. There is some, listen, it wasn't funny at the time because his heart really could have gone. But some things he done, like, I remember he jumped down my car at 50 miles an hour up the back roads to Enniskillen, threw himself in a bush, and my ex was a nice, like, he was like a swarthy skin colour. I couldn't see him going up the road.
All you could see was the teeth.
And he was wearing a black coat. His legs were pitch black. I'm driving up this road and I'm like, where is he?
All you see is the eyes.
Do you know what I saw? He had obviously stole like a wee flashlight out of my car or something. And I seen this light from these bushes. He was in the bush with his coat over his head with the flashlight, saying that he was tracking the speed of the cars. He was hiding in a bush at the side of the road. It was horrendous. Do you know that I had to phone my mum in Bangor nearly to come to Enniskillen, and I couldn't get him in the car. He thought that I was kidnapping him.
That was the crack?
Yeah, it was the crack. Now, see,
Jesus
after an hour
Christ.
after that pipe, when he came down, different person. But the crack completely, your whole atmosphere changes. If you can handle it, that's fine. Listen, I don't really think you can ever handle a drug.
Coke was getting me like that. Coke was
See?
getting me fucking,
It
you
does.
know what I mean, fucking really paranoid as fuck, like.
It does, and
I'm
I
not
think
jumping out of cars, like, but I mean, I know people that's jumped
it
out of
makes you
fucking...
jittery and all.
I know people that's jumped off balconies and broke their two ankles, like,
Yeah, I know.
because they think that they're in a party and then they think the whole
Think
party's...
the whole party's turning on them.
And the jump off the fucking balcony.
I actually was at a party one time. This guy jumped off a third floor flat, and I mean, when he hit the dirt, you heard the snap of his leg. But it was a packed party, and I knew he was skitsy anyway. Like, no, and when I say skitsy, I don't mean psycho. I mean, like, he was just very fidgety and rattity. And I said, I don't think you should be taking the pipe. He's like, you don't know me, love, I can handle it. He took a pipe, and 2 minutes later, he was over the balcony. Swear fuck,
Yeah, it
here's
was
me
quick.
eye, you can handle it. Come here. Thank God he was high.
I'll visit in the hospital.
By the way. But yeah, like,
That's mad as fuck.
it is crazy. Like, I've never properly...
The party's over with drugs. Do you know me? We were talking about
There's
that now,
no
right?
party now.
The party is well over.
There's no
See,
enjoyment.
No. Well, why the fuck do we...
Like, I used to love, like, a good, like, house party. Like, I remember when I was 16, 17, even when I didn't drink, but even my friends who took E's back then, there was no pressure. Like, there was DJ in the house. Like, even if you were playing your own shitty music, there was an atmosphere. There was no pressure to be somebody else. There was, if you were offered drugs and you said no, that was okay. Like, everybody done their own shit.
Yep.
But now, I
too
think
intense.
there's a
It's
sense
intense
of
as fuck.
100%.
Isn't it?
Like, you walk into a party and you're fucking questioned, who are you, where are you from, do you know who I am? I don't really give a fuck who you are, I'm just trying to party. I couldn't enjoy it now.
No, see, I went to River last year and I was sober. There was a couple of us that are sober and I swear, so we're standing in the middle of the dance floor. And
You're watching everybody?
No, but everybody in front of us. So the music, we're dancing like fucking all. And then when you look behind you, everybody's standing again. No one was dancing. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck's going on? Cause
I
they
know,
were
and they're all
obviously-
tense, like they're all going to fight.
But I think
know what
a
I mean?
lot of them do, because, like, I have went, like, even family dinners. Like, we went out for my dad's 60th last week, and it was so nice. Like, I was thinking, this time 3 years ago, I couldn't have went to his birthday. You couldn't have done anything with me. But you see life through a whole different set of eyes. You think life is going to be boring. Now, I'll not deny,
yes,
sometimes
yes.
when you first get clean, nothing's enough for you.
No, because
You don't have
that's
that
what you were talking
chaos.
about earlier on as well. Because when you get off, your dopamine receptors are damaged.
100%.
So everyday normal life feels shite.
Your body doesn't know what natural happiness is. And until you actually get that first moment of clarity, like where maybe you're walking down the road with your partner or your friend. Like I said to Clara a few months ago,
It takes months for your brain to heal, doesn't it?
like I only really properly heard my laugh, properly, not forced, for the first a few months ago when I first spoke out about everything. Because obviously this is new to everybody. But I've been dealing with this in secret for 10 years, and the court case in secret. Well, the court case wasn't in secret. I just never had the confidence to speak out because I was always ashamed. But I think addiction takes a part of something from you.
Does.
And it works. I'll be honest now, I'll be 3 years clean at the end of April, and my mental health is probably more scattered now because you numb yourself with the drugs. You don't know how to fucking cope. Like, you actually don't know how to function. Like, my life...
Well, you think how long you were on them?
I know, but my life was getting up and there was a routine. So after my granddad died, basically, I broke up with my partner and I met this guy.
Yeah.
And listen, we'll call him Rebound. I call him Rebound and everything because his name just comes with a lot of shit. I don't really like him and I wouldn't want him back in my life anyway.
Yeah.
So he was probably... No, he wasn't probably. He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
I was very, very young, naive. Really probably thought, oh, I've got a bit of a bad boy. He's been to prison. Didn't really understand what his crimes had been, what he had done. Very, very, very bewildered by it. And to be honest with you, because my last relationship had broke down before that and he had cheated, that guy was showing me probably what I thought was attention back then. Now I know is control and complete manipulation
Yeah, but over time.
over time.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, do you know, really, I met him in April, and within like 4 weeks, obviously, he brought Oliver McCormick into my life. So Oliver McCormick is the main ringleader of the trafficking gang. So there was 4 men: Oliver McCormick, Ken Harvey, Roy, well, Robert Rogers, but he calls himself Roy, and Derek Brown. So Derek Brown got 6 years, done like I think just under 3. Oliver got 9 years there in September and has 2 new charges against him, not for trafficking, but for other charges, rape and stuff like that. Ken Harvey, I think, got 3 years, and he's out and was actually rehoused up beside the Ormer Road where he trafficked me. Now, he isn't there anymore. There was a post put up about it.
So he moved then?
Yeah, but he was housed 3 doors down from 2 kids.
Holy fuck.
Do you know what I mean? And only the person knows me and has been working with me for the last 8 months.
Knew who he was?
Knew who he was. And I went, "You're joking me?" She says, "No, he's 3 doors up. I feel sick."
That's mad. How were you introduced into this? Yes.
So I got into the relationship with Rebound, and it must have been about 4 weeks in. He said to me that I just thought he smoked grass.
Yeah.
And I was driving about, and he was delivering grass.
How'd you meet him?
I met him because my ex-partner that the relationship broke down with
Yep.
was buying grass off him.
Right. So, yes.
Didn't know him, wasn't a friend of his,
Yes.
but he was getting grass off him towards the end of our relationship. Then when me and him broke up, I was like, "Do you know what? I would just love to get away." And I was walking through Lisburn town, where I moved to, and I bumped into him, got involved with him, started from there basically.
Yes.
And he came to me and said one day that he owed money for drugs. But
And this was 4 weeks later?
4 weeks later.
Holy
And
fuck.
I know, but
That's
I
only a
had
month.
just
Only
got
a
a
month,
lot.
like.
I had a lot of money, like a lot of money.
Because your house and stuff?
House, because obviously
And he
I
knew
had
this?
been
He
working.
knew this?
Oh yeah, he knew. Listen, he had never worked in his life. He had been in jail.
Yeah.
Oh no, 15 years before that. Had always been a drug dealer. Had always been in and out of crime. And I was an absolute fucking gift. Like, let's be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't
And
know
listen, I didn't know anything about paramilitaries. I didn't know anything about, drug debts or anything like that. So when he said to me, "You owed money," I was like, "Right, I'll give you it, but surely can you not just tell me if you don't have it all, that you'll pay him back?" But obviously I didn't know that doesn't work. So I'll never forget, and I've spoke about this before, but the first night I met Oliver, he came in to Rebound's flat, and the deal was if he didn't pay them,
Yeah.
Oliver wanted me to sleep with him and his friend
What the
to
fuck?
pay the money off.
What the fuck? Like?
And like, even at the time, I remember going to myself, why the fuck would my boyfriend want me sleeping with somebody else? Well, turns out he was actually recruiting girls, so I wasn't like just the only one.
Oh, fuck off. Rebound?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Oh yeah. Girls, what he done to girls after me was absolutely fucking shocking.
Holy fuck.
Now,
Well,
I
here,
got him
4
done. I was
weeks.
the first one to get him done.
Do you know what I mean? 4 weeks is fucking short. Like.
Well, Oliver walked into the house and the comment was passed, and he said, "That's okay, because if you don't sleep with us, we'll just rape you." Now, I was in the house with my partner at the time, Oliver and his friend. Now,
He says this in front of him?
says this in front of me, and Scott laughed it off because Scott had been told, or I need to stop saying that name. Rebound had been told to tell me earlier that day
Yep.
that if I didn't, I would, if the money wasn't paid and I didn't sleep with them, they would make me anyway.
What?
I wasn't being allowed out of their sight. So when we were sitting in the flat, nothing was said. Oliver didn't take drugs. This is what I laugh at. One of the men was an addict, but Oliver and Derek and all never took drugs, but they give it out. I'd never seen them in my life even take a joint. They were clean, like they were business that they had to be. Do you know what I mean? But the stuff he was providing was lethal. It had to be. He was drugging girls, like he had no choice. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't going to get girls to do what he needed to do if it was shit stuff.
Fucking hell. So
that night, 2 hours later, I had given Rebound the money earlier that night, And he said, right, we're going to go and deliver a couple bags of grass and we'll get in the car.
Yeah.
And I thought, looking back now, they were never letting me walk away that night. Even if I had got up and tried to leave after that comment, they were not letting me leave that house after they've said about the word rape. So we get in the car and I was like, I want to go into the shop. I don't know. I just felt uncomfortable. But because nothing was said, and being honest, I'm going to be really honest, and this is probably naive and ignorant to me at the time. I didn't think rape would happen to me. I'm being honest.
You felt safe?
I did. I'd never heard the word rape. Why would I have to at 20? I'd never experienced that. Nobody ever should have to.
Jesus Christ.
So I took a sip of the bottle of Coke that I was given that looked like had just come out of the shop. There was no... I remember taking the bottle and I said to him, have you opened this? And he says, no. And like, it didn't look different. The seal looked a bit like as if somebody had maybe, tried to open it, but it didn't look weird to me. Why would I think somebody's trying to drug me? And I took a sip and that was it. And I woke up. Don't know exactly how many days for 100%, but it was 3 to 4 days.
3 to 4 days later.
Oh, I was probably awake before that. But I remember waking up, and the first time I woke up and actually remember being in the situation, didn't take in my surroundings. I knew it was somewhere I had never been before, but I woke up in what we called his barn that he took all the girls to after this. Oh my God, see what went on in that barn. How that managed to go on for so many years. I will never ever know the crimes that were committed in that barn. Like it still makes me sick to this day.
Is this a barn on a farm?
So basically, he had like a big recovery business with vehicles.
Yeah.
He owned Donatello's as well. Up the west. He was basically, I think, like bought out because he would only hire women. There was problems years ago. Like he's been doing this from the 1990s. And obviously things are going to still keep coming out over the next wee while, but he has done this to very close people to him in his life. He has abused a lot of women in his time and tormented people. But when I woke up, I just remember feeling the pain. Without going into too much detail, I could feel the pain below, being honest, and that's the first thing. And he walked in and Oliver was standing over me. But I knew I had something in me because I couldn't move my body. I couldn't talk. My eyes were rolling. So what we think and what we have all discussed and what the police have knowledge of, we don't know whether it was a liquid morphine he had put in the drink to drug me to get me to the barn.
And then they were probably still drugging you? So
Yes. So I was very, very drugged that whole time. 110%. Any girls that were trafficked by him, the exact same thing, exact same routine.
So was Rebound involved with other ones as well?
Rebound was involved with other ones as well. No, well, he was involved with one other one.
Yeah.
But then went to prison after that. That I know of. Because I know for a fact there's a lot of people who still have not come forward about this monster. Maybe they're trapped in addiction, or maybe they don't have the confidence.
Or maybe they're not here anymore.
And there's a lot of women he's responsible for. Obviously, Caitlin, I was in the documentary about her.
Yeah.
Derek Brown was her main abuser, but she was involved with all the men like me. She was 21 when she passed away. She had been with Derek a year, same thing. But her mummy speaks very openly in the documentary. She was a heroin addict.
Yeah.
And died of an overdose, but there was no heroin in her system. But the heroin was in her purse, but she died of an overdose.
That's fucking weird, isn't it?
So her mummy has always questioned that. And to be honest, I find it weird as well.
It's strange.
I find it very, very weird. Because what heroin addict is going to overdose with no heroin in their system? So I think in her system it was meth, pregabalin, and like a form of diazepam, which rings very, very similar to a lot of other incidents as well. And that actually was happened. That I'll go into that, but that happened to me. I was overdosed and left for dead in a hostel. Only the workers felt something weird and came up and checked on me at 10 to 7 in the morning instead of 9:15. And my heart rate was at 27, responsive on the floor. I'd been landing the fluid in my lungs for 7 hours.
Holy fuck.
And ICU and life support and all. They tried to do it twice to me. After everything come out.
Oh, do
And
you think they tried to?
oh, 100, and I've been very open about that, yeah. Because it was Derek that met me and came to the hostel with the pregabalin and Xanax, and I was overdosed on it, was put in my coffee.
What the fuck?
And I'd never taken pregabalin before. I was never a type of person, pregabalin or anything. And yeah, the doctor said to my mum and dad, if she was an animal, she'd be in a lab. He says there's no medical reason that me or any of the 3 other consultants can explain to you why she's breathing right now. He says for her levels, you should be identifying her in our morgue. He says there's somebody looking over you. Like, they were ready to basically give up, and like my breathing and all was gone, my chest. I sat up like nothing was wrong with me, felt brand new, and got out that night. Got out 2 days after I woke up. And
There's
went
a
out and bought
reason why
bag
you're
of
still here.
heroin.
You know what I mean? There is a reason, and it's to take them down, to fuck them.
Do you want me to
isn't
tell
it?
you something? And this is why I'm so excited about this today, because from I done my first podcast like about 6 months ago, it was just after the trial. There were so many things that I was scared to speak on. And over the last 6 months, and it's a big reason for like seeing people like you, the work you're doing as well, and like Claire who's in there, like I genuinely, for the first time in my life, I'm so blessed with the people in my life. My circle's the smallest it's ever been, and it's the best it's ever been.
No. Oh, no.
And I do, you probably recognise with this,
Yeah.
bitterness.
Oh, I so we spoke about it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So as you try to rise up, people's going to pull you back down. Like.
yeah, and like I just find it so funny now. And before I never would have had the confidence to say this, but it will. See the ones that come on my page when it first broke in the news. You're doing fab. You're going to go
Well, they
so
turned?
far. Oh yeah.
Oh, aye.
And some of the ones are the
Well, I've been
ones I
attacked-
still went into that town and helped after I was clean, and still was helping up till 2 months ago.
People pretend they've got your back. You know what I mean? You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. But secretly, they're.
Oh, and you know what? It's the ones who say it to your face and comment and watch every single video.
They're like, that cunt thinks they are
I
someone.
know. You think you're better.
You know?
And I got
But all we're doing, all me and you
doing
doing
is
is
trying to be
rising.
better.
Aye,
Yeah.
we're just trying to be the best version of ourselves. Like,
Listen, do you want me to tell you something? And I have this very, very like open door policy, and I understand this. I know there is a percentage of followers on my page that watch to see if I feel, to watch to see if I have a mental break again, and I go back to drugs, and I used like listen. I'm not saying people use their trauma as an excuse. I did for a long time of why I didn't want to be clean, why I couldn't deal with life and
yeah.
stuff like that. But I do find like a lot of the ones that are maybe still trapped in addiction, like I was bullied so bad in that town. I didn't have a clique. I was never in a crowd with girls. A lot of the girls knew each other from the town. A lot of the girls had grew up in the town. I was blowing. They couldn't understand why this man always had me on the sing. They used to call me the posh one because I said please and thank you. Oh, the shit I got. Like, I changed myself
Did
completely.
they attack you? No.
Oh, I was getting beat up. I never ever forget this girl. I'll never give her a bag of gear for it was 20 quid's worth to kick the fuck out of me.
Heroin or cocaine?
Heroin. And listen, I know she was an addiction too, but I'm sorry, there's some things that happened to me in that town I
But
could never do on anybody.
She probably didn't even want to do it. She was just doing it for the gear.
And 100%, and he knew that. But like, it got to the point I was scared to walk through that town. It got to the point like I wouldn't sleep anywhere else in the tent apart from the Lisburn Road because there was a camera there. Like, I was tortured in that town by the very fucking people that I was helping there for ages. I always felt validation. Like, I would have, if I was banned saying eat the brown at 2.50 and there was another girl sitting with me that I knew didn't like me but was being nice to me because I had drugs, I bought her a room.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been spending £500 and saying, right, okay, I'll get us both sorted. Like, that's the type of person I was. But that's the biggest mistake I ever made.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake I ever made was showing fear with people in that town. You know, I was a complete laughingstock. I was the one you did stick the head into. Like, I never raised my fists on them streets in all the years that I was on that street. I don't even know why I'm getting upset.
Were you living there for years on the streets?
Oh my God. I was going through my ABE interviews over Oliver McCormick, and I was sleeping in a tent at the top of the Lisburn Road.
Fuck.
The police having to watch the tent. Nowhere was taking me on because of the threat that was over me at the time. Not a physical threat, but the safety.
Jesus Christ.
So no
You were-
hostel,
you were
no
in the-
women's
you were in the
hostel would
attack.
take me in
You were in
because...
the attack, weren't you?
Oh my God, it was awful.
But yeah, it was scary.
Only for my partner at the time that was with me in that tent, I think I would have taught myself, I'm being honest with you. I would have rather...
Fuck me. So you were going through all that plus still taking heroin?
Yeah. Oh my God, it was awful. And Oliver would have knew I was sleeping in the tent and still running us. So I was at the top of Lisburn Road, and that was one of the main working streets.
Was they the same way you said they're running these? Were you making money out of it? Use?
No, right, okay, so there's a bit of funniness in this.
Yep.
I used to play some men at their own game. If Oliver didn't know that I had finished job,
Yep.
I thought, if these men are going to assault me, let me be drugged. Like, these men were paying for us to be drugged so they could take us to parties.
Were they like married? No.
Yeah. Like, I used to get in the cars with the car seats in the back, their
Fuck
grandkids,
off.
their kids' car seats, their wife's, something to do with their wife in the passenger. I'm not joking you. Like, these men have daughters of their own and they're paying for a woman to be drugged with £40 of heroin so they can sleep with them. These men knew these men were hiring us through Oliver.
Because they knew what was going on.
Now, what I'll say is there was some men that came. I'll never, ever forget this one man. He walked in and he went, "What the fuck is this?"
No
He
way.
says, "I didn't pay for this." He says, "She's off her fucking head."
Oh, he didn't know.
He threw the money, freaked out, ran out. And I think he was that freaked out, maybe he didn't report it. Because it probably scared the fuck out of him, because we used to be advertised on a site called Lecanto.
Lecanto? I've never heard of it.
Lecanto, yeah. And if you go on to it, you have an option for the dark side of it, which is personal
right.
services and escorts.
There was another one that I remember.
Yeah.
Something similar.
Well, that's so what I done to some of the men was, and if you're watching any of you, because there's quite a lot of you still out there. I used to tell them I was going in to get condoms in the shop, went in one door, took their money, said I'll be back in 2 minutes with condom, made sure it was a shop with two sides, and went out the other side of the door and off with their £100.
Oh, did
I fucking right I did.
Did you?
I'll be honest with you.
Well, that was a funny saying.
I did, because I thought, I'll beat you at your own game,
yeah.
because what were they going to do? Go to a place, she got out of the car with my money, well, why did you have her in the car?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some of my, I can't even describe when I look back.
Yeah. I was about to say, so you were getting paid, but you were getting paid with gear?
Yes.
Is that the way it
so
worked?
basically, Oliver drove you to the appointments, or Derek would have drove you to the appointments, or Ken actually. Robert was the only one that didn't drive at that time. He was originally in Cliftonville. And he's not too far from it now. Actually, a lot of people come on my live and have reported him to the police. Yeah, yep. Cliftonville.
That's where I grew up.
And then he's now in the Antrim Road. So he is
What's
doing the exact same.
What's
Roy.
Oh, Roy, aye. So we spoke about Roy before we came in.
Yes,
oh,
we
yes,
did.
Roy had... my mates, if any of my mates is watching this, they'll know what I'm on about. When we used to run about Clinton Park Avenue. And it's actually giving me goosebumps. Look at my arms.
I know.
Because we used to torture him. Because we knew, we had a fair idea. We were like 15, 16.
And you knew.
But we knew what was going on. And I remember running in this night.
And that's how long that goes back.
This is how long. So it was what, 1985, 96?
It's crazy. Oh,
so
that would be,
we run in and there was fucking women in the back rooms. There was all over the rooms, but there was like a mattress.
And all,
just a mattress on the floor. That's all it was.
That's the way it is now. Do
you know what I mean? But now, I have seen him, the same guy. But I always thought, nah, he's too frail to be in that kind of stuff.
No.
But now he's living
He was getting paid.
Now he's living above Buttons and Bows.
Yeah.
On the Antrim Road.
Above the communion shop.
And he wears a wee orange coat.
The amount of
a wee
people that have
reflective
actually
coat,
messaged me because they walked past him a few weeks ago with their two kids. And like his face is everywhere. How he's walking up there, I never know.
He lives at the top of Hillman Street, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just above the thing.
Above the communion shop.
That is just crazy, but he is still running about.
He's still running about. Do you know what?
And he's still involved with it.
Still involved with it. Up to his fucking neck. Yeah, they're all doing it. for till Oliver gets out. I'm telling you, see this ring? They're going to learn from Oliver. Oliver went uncaught for 30 years doing this.
Yeah.
They're going to now look at why he got caught after 30 years. The ones who come after this team, or the ones who are running it, are going to be smarter, are going to be more dangerous, it's going to get more and more. This will become, I don't think people understand. See, the sex trafficking in Belfast,
tell you
it's
what.
like a fucking run business.
So see, I know this is what I'm going to say. So obviously I told you I didn't watch the full show. It was my wife. But from talking to you, I'm sure a lot of people out there, you can't believe this is actually going on.
I know.
You can't.
Like,
It's
I'm
hard to
being
get around.
honest.
It's hard to get your head around it.
But I sit here and it's happened to me, and there's some stories that I would probably never come out with because I don't think people would genuinely, now the police know them, and like he's been done for some of the things. But if I actually spoke about some of the things, it's so far fetched, it's unreal, June, and that's from somebody who it's happened to. I think that's why I didn't speak out for so long. And being honest,
Well, in case people didn't believe it.
yeah, because you're called, and I think this is a big, big thing at the minute. There's so many, and it happens to men as well. Like, men are trafficked as well. Believe me, young homosexual men or young gay men on the street are trafficked too.
Fucking hell.
And like I'm telling you, women
Just
are
the
traffickers
exact
too.
same way. Just the exact same way.
100%, but it's men. Women traffic as well. Like there was actually a person involved in the case, and I can't say her name for certain reasons, but used to get us to call her mum, and would have drove to and from the appointments, and was getting paid to drive the girls about, and you were expected to call her mum.
Like, what the fuck?
Now that's warped.
That's like something out of a fucking film.
But when you're in that situation, like, I'm being honest, I didn't piss without asking them. You know, these men controlled how you washed, when you washed, whether you ate, whether you had a roof over your head that night, whether you had your, like, dignity. Like, I can honestly say I was stripped of all your morals, go out the window when you're in a trade. Like, when you're, I hate calling it a trade. I call it that because I would never want to offend anybody by calling it, whether some of the girls were working girls and encountered Oliver through appointments, where some girls, I was never a working girl, I never came from that background. I'm going to be honest, didn't even know what that was. Like, I was a deer in headlights. I didn't know
Like
what
me
I
at the
was
minute there,
doing.
like, fuck.
I know, but it's so, like, there's a really, really dark, dark side to that town. And listen, Oliver has ties and trafficking ties the whole way down to Dublin. And I've never spoke about this. And this will be the first time I'm speaking about this with you. Like, parties in Dublin with girls. And these men were full, like, I mean businessmen. What people don't realise is, see, the customers and the ones who put the money into it, they're the ones funding this happening. This 2026 for the police is going to be about taking out the customers who paid for it, who hired us.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, there's a lot of men that would have
they gone-
online identities
Is
and
this
all,
through phone records and all?
phone records,
Oh, right.
appointments. A lot more women are now being open and honest about the customers. Like, listen, I never want to go, and what probably stopped me saying things before, if I have seen some of the customers after, and I've actually seen them with their wife and their 2 kids. And I remember, like, saying to my mum one time, you know, Mum, I could literally blow that kid's world apart. I don't know if I can do it. She says, Rebecca, like, these men have daughters themselves. This is what I don't understand.
That's fucking
Like,
crazy.
they are, and see the woman who used to drive us about, she has a daughter. Like, the people that are doing this have kids. Like, Oliver had daughters. Like, Derek, his daughter was his daughter knew everything was happening. Neighbours up from Derek's knew everything that was happening.
It's fucking mad.
Like,
isn't it?
my daily was in that town. Do you know where the Dublin Road Cinema is?
Yeah, yep.
That's where he had us stand at Bankmore Street. We were lined up on the street round about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and the 4 main men used to meet with all the customers in the fire station car park and decide which girl they wanted that night. And then they
crazy.
got the money.
How many years ago was that?
I'm only out of it 3 years. It only
That's
came to an end
really
in
fresh.
2023. Yeah, and then I only spoke out about it in September, because I'll tell you why. I went to the court case in April, and it was the first time I'd set eyes on him in 2 years, because I hadn't seen him from he got arrested. I had put on 8 stone, got myself clean, obviously, because he got arrested on 26th of April and I got clean on the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I ever done this, but I had a fine. I was arrested for shoplifting. And I was given the opportunity to go through drug court, pay the fine and not go to prison.
Yeah.
And it was 2 days after the human trafficking team went down. I was in withdrawals. The town was dry for heroin. Everyone had been taken down. And I said to the judge, I don't want to pay it. And he said, what? And I said, Mum, don't pay it. I said, don't pay the
You want to go
fine.
to jail?
I sent myself to jail for 3 months, and that's how I got clean. Swear to God to you.
That was a good move.
I went in, I got on a methadone plan.
Wasn't it? That was a good
But they
move.
had me on the vulnerable landing with all the paedophiles because all the girls were bullying me in Ash House. So, because a lot of the girls, it wasn't the girls' fault. Like, a lot of us girls were pinned against each other. Like, we were fighting for the attention of men, basically, for drugs. Like, we were all against each
It's
other.
like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah,
isn't it?
110%. And like, you're out. I learned one thing about that town: they're out for themselves. They don't give a shit. They are out for themselves. It's still looking out of the back of your head.
Crazy at the minute.
I know it's worse than I'm telling you now.
It's worse.
I don't think I'd survive in that town.
We're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. It goes a lot deeper, doesn't it?
Oh my God, it goes
What we
even
see on the
deeper than what
surface.
happened with me.
But see what we're seeing when you're walking about shopping now.
I know.
That is only like that, and then underneath is like.
I know.
It's massive, isn't it?
And that's why I think when I went to the court case and I seen him, I nearly collapsed in the courtroom, took a panic attack. He laughed at me because I was shaking so much because he was walked in past me. There was no box. He was here to there. My dad was with me and my mum. My dad could have reached him. Like, that's how close. I don't know how my dad sat and listened to all 96 of them charges. Like, and only for the fact the man my dad is. My dad, and let's be honest here, and I think any man would be the same if it happened to his daughter. My dad could have quite literally, absolutely took the head of him. And I don't think he would have stopped. And I said, Daddy, I seen my daddy starting to go. And he was looking over and he was smirking at my dad. So my dad started blowing kisses back to him because my dad was getting so fucking angry because he was nearly, it was awful because he made a comment about girls tasting sweet and all. It was awful. He had no conscience. So they ended up...
In the court?
They ended up having to escort him out the back of the court. That's how bad it was because they couldn't walk him out past my dad. I thought my dad was going to kill him, but I broke. So that was in the April. And I put a video up asking for help mentally, and a gym reached out to me and said, give me 4 months till you get your court case. And I promise you, I'll have you a different person and you'll walk in that court. And I went to the gym every single day for them 4 months. Esther Smith, it's called Glow Up.
That's what I was going to say. Do you want to mention it?
Yes, Glow Up Female Fitness in Bangor. She used to work for another gym.
That's
she went out
That's
on her
amazing.
own. It's amazing. Female only. I'm actually on a 12-week program with them at the minute with a photo shoot in 6 weeks. But it's 12 weeks just for yourself. But they gave me a membership. They trained me. But oh my God, that place saved me. Well, I walked into a court in August, 3 stone lighter. But it wasn't even just about the weight. See my mindset.
You look like you're glowing now.
I actually feel like
you've got this glow about you, like.
I just feel like so at the minute, like we were talking about earlier.
You're coming back to yourself.
Yeah.
I know.
But like, even though you still get imposter syndrome, you get less of it, don't you? Because you know, and like we both know sitting here, you've pulled yourself out of the fucking depths of darkness as well and come back from it. And it takes a lot for someone to do that.
Well, the comfort zone.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? It's me and you stepping out now. Like I get nervous even before doing this. Like, but
so did
the more you do it, the more you put yourself online. You know.
I know.
We're growing.
I think it's the thought of posting.
Yeah.
And I think that does become I think with my addiction and because I've always had that bit of like self-esteem, I do. I used to be so paranoid and watch what videos I was putting out, watch what way I spoke so people would like me.
I know.
And see now, I'm like a fucking firecracker. Like, honestly, like, I'm probably
Take
more
it or leave it.
myself
Take
now.
it or
Yeah.
leave it.
Like, I was always the type of, agree, and if you don't agree, see now, if somebody comes at me, like, I'm not going to stand there and sitting hit the wall, like, do you know what I mean?
Sure, look at that. Look what I get you.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
So, everything's a lesson.
Everything's a lesson. But I just cut people off now. Like, I don't fight. I'm not confrontational. I'll just
I'm not giving you
simply
my energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
just block you off because I know what I bring to the table now. And I think when you get to that stage in your like sobriety or whatever, you just get so much clarification. Like, holy shit, like, even though what you went through, it was all like, it all became worth it in the end. And like, now, like, the victims, like the women I have actually give the strength to. Like, I have 4 girls at the minute emailing me weekly with updates about their court case that they were in relationship. One was in a relationship for 17 years, 3 kids, really bad abuse. I got her out not too long ago. Like, I do a lot of things like that and I get them to safe places.
Yep.
But like, seeing them completely broken this time 7 months ago and emailing me so excited because they walked into the court and looked at him face to face and have won like their kids. And the same was like some men have actually reached out to me as well who were maybe, because it happens to men, abuse has no gender identity. The devil is not someone with red horns from above. The devil is paedophiles, rapists, people who go round and just suck the life clean out of people.
Some evil people about, like.
Yeah, but I just think I actually said coming over today, when you feel good in yourself, it nearly like bounces off you.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's an aura.
yeah,
You've got an aura,
100%.
do you know what I mean?
And like, even like, I think the way you, like the program you're doing at the minute, I love it. Like, I just think it's amazing. Like, the sports, and as you say, people, if you have faith, that's grand, but there's maintaining that addiction, like maintaining the happiness. Like, people say get off drugs and your life gets better.
Oh,
No, it
fuck.
fucking doesn't.
No.
Not for the
No.
Your head does not
People
stop
think to
the
stop
noise.
and then they can just sit in the house and go.
I know,
You
that's
have to
it.
keep working
Like,
at it. You
I
have to
know.
keep building on it. Like.
It's a constant thing, and I think it gets harder each time you just learn to deal with it in different ways,
Makes you stronger.
100%. Like, my coping mechanisms now, I'm actually so proud I haven't cried yet in this. Honestly, I'm doing so well. Because, but I just find, like, my personality's coming out now, like, we quirkiness, like, that, like, we things like dancing. Like, for 10 years, let's be honest here, my life was getting up, meeting him for my first hit at 11 or 12 every single day, going out doing an appointment, meeting him at 4 o'clock, going back out doing more that he would have drove us to or arranged, going to meet him at 9 o'clock in the town. Like, I had no socialisation skills when I came out of addiction because I didn't have a normal conversation of, hey, how was your day? What did you do today? It was here.
You run
Thingy
pause.
has this and the stuff's absolutely cracker. Do you want his number? And
So your life was on pause for 10
Yeah.
years. It was just on hold.
And I have no life skills. Claire cracks me. I swear to God, she was in here, she would tell you. But like, she comes after me like a mum. Like, I'm so tidy and like I'm so regimental. But like, I dye my hair, her walls are black. Like, I do anything in my house. I got makeup everywhere, that way. Like, but I'm learning. And like, God loves the trier, do you know what I mean?
It'll come to you.
Yeah, hopefully. Fuck, I'm 32 now. But yeah, we've actually just booked Amsterdam at 1:30 this morning.
Lovely.
So we're going to go, because my 3-year anniversary's on the 28th, and then my 33rd birthday's on the 6th of May.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going on the 4th of May. So, and I've warned everybody on my page, see if you're going to say I've relapsed because I'm eating a fucking space cake, well then just take herself off my page now.
So as we were saying earlier on, I take
know.
mushrooms, you know what I mean? So
But it's
plant medicine,
natural.
as we
Like,
said.
if you want to come at me for smoking a plant, that's okay. Do you know?
But here, the thing is, anybody watching this can see by looking at me and you.
Oh, that we're... oh, my God,
aye,
yeah.
but I mean, you know what I mean? So plant medicines.
100%.
But NA or A will come on the attack. I call
No,
it the
what
cult.
is
The
it?
cult will come on.
Regulated. It's called not mood altering substances.
Yeah.
They'll tell you.
But I'm fucking happier than most people you meet.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't fucking take them all the time.
No,
Just,
no.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a thing. Like, I'll be honest. I did when I first would have had a joint. Oh my god! I'm the type 2 draws, and that's me. I'm happy. I get that wee dopamine hit, but I laugh to where I can't control it. But I do. I'm being honest. If I didn't have the space cake sometimes, or I'm on a lot of meds like antipsychotics and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So they help with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do, I will say, if it works for you, you do it.
Exactly.
You know, my addiction workers, obviously, when I first went on my script, you have to work from daily. Then you go, you have to work from, yourself right down. My addiction worker knows cannabis comes up in my samples. She's like, Rebecca, come on, it's cannabis. She's a very good addiction worker. I'm off my meds daily and all now, basically down to weekly. Absolutely smashing it. Now, it took me 3 years to do that because I came off the methadone last March.
You off the methadone?
Yeah, I put myself on sub. Didn't want the opiate.
Powerful.
I felt the opiate. Now, don't get me wrong, the methadone helped me when I was in jail.
Well,
got me on the script. I came out of jail and I went on it when I was 10 weeks clean, 2 weeks before I left jail, because I knew if I get out here, my nanny died the week before I got out of jail. I had to go out of jail to go to her funeral and all. She was the one, my nanny basically took me in every time Oliver, I would have ran away, tried to get away from Oliver, but then he found out her address, started coming to her address looking for me and everything. It was awful. It was horrendous. But my nanny was the constant in my life with my mum. My dad took a step back where the point of he was always there. But he was watching the stress of my mum and nanny. My mum for 7 years only knew I was alive by checking if I was active on Facebook. And I was never active because we weren't allowed. We didn't have internet
were you close
phones.
when you were younger?
Oh my God.
Seriously?
Right
until you were 18?
Yeah. Right up.
Until you hit the
Yeah, I seen my mum now.
But obviously there was a lot of, when you were on the gear, there was a lot of friction starting.
Oh my God.
When you were coming to the house and all that kind of stuff.
Do you know my mum and dad, I'm sure it sent my mum's head away for years. My mum thought I got out of a bad relationship, met a bad boy and just started taking drugs. I couldn't risk telling my mum and dad what was going on.
Jesus Christ.
The threats. Listen, my mum and dad, when it all came out, what happened, had to look under their car for 3 months, for 3 cars every day, that there wasn't a device under their car. Because when everything came out, now I never reported it. They were investigating the 4 men and the sex trafficking in Belfast for many, many years.
Yeah.
But it's not as easy as just going in with response police. They have to have a solid evidence. So if they're arresting people for trafficking, the charges stick. So they were investigating the trafficking team for 4 years, I believe, before they infiltrated it. Yeah. They had us girls in the car. Yeah, they had us in custody and everything. We were sitting with police. And sure, they had one of the other girls in the car, and a few days later, she was found passed. The human trafficking team, I will say this. Listen, I didn't know. I don't have a very good amount of respect for certain police in this town. They'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because too many people in power were involved in the trafficking, and that's all I'm saying. People from all walks of life were.
That's what I was going to ask you
customers.
earlier on.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say to you earlier on. Was any high profile?
Yeah. Very much so. And
Jesus.
And I'm talking people with badges, people with authority. And these people didn't give a shit about letting you know what their authority was. I remember getting into one of the cars and the same man every week had his uniform hanging in the back. To one point I actually said, "Are you dressing up or what?" He went, "What? That's my fucking uniform." And only I rang the work and gave the name in and was able to confirm who he was. They're the very people that are meant to protect you.
What the fuck?
Human trafficking team were fantastic. That team were on. Sure, it was in the newspaper the other day. Chief Inspector was done for prostitution for gain paying for sexual services in the trafficking. He lost his job and was given a 1,700 quid fine.
What the
It was
fuck?
all over the paper on Thursday.
Was it?
There, yeah. Chief superintendent.
That's mad. That is mad.
And see things like that, I believe will have a time and a place of coming out in their own way, that way. But basically, one of the girls, there was a girl who was first to report it to the police. They already had the evidence. One of the girls reached out, they got away and said this was after Caitlin passed away. And it did annoy us and a lot of other girls were closer to Caitlin than me. But she was just forgot about. These men pretend to care about you, and that's why the girl first spoke up. And thank God she did. But so the police had been looking for me for 3 months, but I was homeless, so I was in and out of everywhere in Belfast. And I was in a B&B in the Ormer Road. 3 van loads pull out the front. Here's me, oh my God, what's going on here? But something that happened at our B&B with me and my ex-partner. They walked in, I would say 8 or 9 peelers, and asked my partner to leave the room. I said, he's not going anywhere, because my partner knew what I had been through. They got him into a lot of shit too and weren't very good to him. So my partner had just been beaten. That's why the police came to the B&B. But 3 meat wagons of the human trafficking team had been looking for me for 3 months.
What?
They had seized the CCTV. They had pictures. They had videos.
They had built up all this evidence, have they?
And they came to me and said, "Do you know Oliver McCormick?" And I froze. And I said, "Why?" He said, "You know he's in jail, don't you?" And
Did you get relief then, did you?
But I panicked.
Yep.
Because the very people that were around me, obviously for certain reasons in the past, I was very scared of who I could actually speak to.
Me, yes.
Because I thought, if this is going to go down how I think it's going to go down, I wasn't worried about me. It might be my family that they would have affected, i.e. the threats. Had to deliver my dad a threat note at the door. They handed him a fucking card. My dad said, "Excuse me? You're handing me a card when people have phoned you and said they want to take my life because of my daughter and because she's speaking out." And they said, "Yeah, there's a leaflet, how to keep yourself safe," and left my mum and dad. Actually, my dad started getting a bit angry and was like, because of who the person was that was threatening. And obviously, I've been around these men. These men are capable of anything. Like some things I've seen, I don't think I'll ever open up even to myself about, because I don't know if I would ever come back from it. And I'm being honest, some things I have compartmentalized that I will never open up the door to, ever, because I wouldn't do it to myself, because some things that me and the woman had to see was horrendous. And like, I struggle daily now. Like, I have scars where I was burnt and stuff. So I have scars on my legs and
What about
scars on my arms.
cigarettes?
Cigarettes. My jaw was broke. My eye socket couldn't eat solids for 6 weeks. Had to be all completely put back in. All my eyes, I remember my eyes bleeding. Oh my God, I was mangled, like, completely. I don't know. Like, this is what these men do.
Like why do another human being? I
know.
don't understand this.
But do you know what gets me more? Like, is the fact they have their own children. And they, these men, do you know what they actually said in their interviews? These women thought the world of me, would have got down and kissed my feet and thought I was the grace of God. Oh, there's a lot of footage coming out, obviously, in the documentary.
But, well, obviously he's going to think that. But
You
when
were
you get someone addicted,
giving us drugs,
yes,
of course.
when you get someone addicted to drugs, fucking you do anything for drugs.
100%.
And you'll pretend to like him.
And yeah,
You know
oh
what I
my
mean?
God, listen, God forgive me, like, but
Fucking
see, when I think of like some of them, the men and some of the women, like, honestly, like, it's, you know what I laugh at, but isn't it so bad? It shows how disgusting they are as people that they have to drug women to sleep with them. Like, they can't go out and get a normal woman, be a normal human being.
Yeah, so
And
I can imagine what they're like.
They have to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they're that bad that women do not want to be around them. His wife, Oliver's wife, no, still standing by him, calling all us first 9 girls liars. The police were liars. Why?
9 girls.
He's married now. It's not the McCormick family, because the McCormick family don't bother with him.
Yep.
I'm very close with his daughter, And his daughter came and supported me at the court case and all.
Did she?
Yes, she is
Brilliant.
remarkable in what that woman has been through. And the person she is now, compared to the dad she had, is absolutely fantastic.
Class.
And I love her to bits. She's in my life all the time. Her daughter's beautiful. She has a stepdad who came to the court with her partner's, her husband's dad came to the court with her. And what she has, for what she had to go through with that man, she has become
Well,
the
she
complete
spoke out. She spoke
opposite.
out as well.
Yeah, no, she hasn't spoke out. She has, to us, but she's never actually, publicly.
Yep.
But she doesn't hide it and, stuff like that. And I think her thing at the start was she didn't even want to be known to be attached to him. And I can understand why. And I said, but listen, it's not on you. It's him. And she's just a remarkable human being. But when I think, how his wife is still to this day, she's never been to a court case. And I don't think she's all there, apparently. And I said, well, clearly there's something fucking knocking for her to still
Well,
be there.
I mean,
Do you know what I mean? All the
Jesus
shells
Christ.
aren't quite up there. Do you know what I mean?
Sounds like it.
But I will take the piss out of the situation on myself. Like, if some people heard things me and her say and laugh about, it is awful. But you get to a point where, if you don't laugh, some of the things that, lies I told were horrendous, and you know what it's like. I had my mum convinced she was out of her rocker.
Listen, I don't. Did you see my last video I put out?
Oh my God, that's
The
what triggered me
gaslighting
with
one?
it the other day. It was my mum said it. My mum said, you done the same to me.
I know. So I had my missus convinced. Well, I know loads of people do this, but
I
had her convinced that she was actually going fucking crazy.
Oh, aye, you do.
Do you know what I mean?
But you
Because
do
you're
that.
fucking what? You're
Because
still
you're
going.
trying to convince
you're fucking-
yourself that
I
you're
know.
not doing it either.
Fucking hell.
And I remember, my mum doesn't know the smell of grass, but she knows the smell of heroin. That's how bad it is. My mum used to have me, when I was housed in Bangor, Oliver was running me from my flat to Bangor. I was in the middle of an estate. I don't know. Blows my mind, but anyway. You wouldn't have thought anything weird. There wasn't a load of come goings. There wasn't parties at the house because that wouldn't have happened in that way.
Yep.
He just sent people to my door. And I remember my mum being there and this man coming to the door and was like, I'm here to see you. And I went, what? And I closed the door. My mum was like, who was that? And I was like, oh no, they just got the wrong house. But later that night, this is so weird, and I didn't know this till years after, my Oliver used to drive down to Bangor to collect me after an appointment, but he brought me my drugs down. And my mum was leaving the apartment one night, and she said that she noticed his car, didn't know who he was, but he was really, really watching my flat. So she parked round the corner and watched me go out to the flat, and I'm actually trying to hit me, but I didn't know
What?
she had seen this. So my mum made roughly about 5 or 6 complaints to the police about his car hanging about my flat. She said, listen, I don't know what's going on. I know my daughter's in drugs, but there's something not right here. My mum done everything, reported it to the police. My mum went and sat with human trafficking team, gave statements after statements. My nanny did as well, because Oliver, when he arrived at my nanny's house, said that I owed him money because he was my social worker and he had paid for my electric all week. My nanny was 80. And he was like, if you don't get her the money off her now, I'm coming in that house and I'm taking everything out of it. And I remember my papa, this is quite sensitive, but when my granddad died, he had a big chain worth thousands. It was beautiful. It was like a thing he'd had for years. And it was left and it was in the house. And they took that last piece of jewelry that my granddad had left. It was meant to go to my brother. But this is what these men do. And they took it off me.
They in your house?
Yeah, I had it on. And I had it on around my neck. And they took it off me and said there's 14 bags of gear. I says, I need that back. I need that back. To the point where my mum and my nanny took their number out of my phone. And do you know what they done to my 80-year-old nanny? Got her to drive to Lisburn and meet them in a car park with £5,000. Sorry, £2,000. It was meant to be 5, and they said no, give us 1,800. And like, I didn't know that they were even talking to my mum at that stage. My mum didn't want me knowing anything. They went to Tesco's, handed him the £1,800. You know how innocent my nanny was? She asked for a receipt. She did. Go forget.
Oh,
She turned
fucking
around, she said
hell.
to him, is there any way you can give me a receipt so I know you won't bother my granddaughter again? He says, love, this isn't how it works. And they met me after that, and I said, you done what? I said, you're never getting that necklace back. They're meeting us in an hour with it. I said, why did you let them drive off with the £1,800? I couldn't tell
Oh,
them
was the necklace wasn't even handed over?
Necklace wasn't handed over. Never got the necklace back.
Fuck.
They stood them up, yeah. They went to Lisburn, sat in the car park, paid the £1,800. Came round, told me that they had paid the debt. My nanny, and this was about the first year into it. I was up to my neck. I was so scared because threats were coming left, right and centre. So I removed myself from my family unit completely. I went to very, very rarely I even made any events, but in order, and my mum and dad know this now, but they just thought I didn't want to be part of the family and I was on drugs. But all them years I stayed away from their address, their houses, like...
For safety.
I had to. I couldn't put them in that position, what was happening to me. And because I knew the extremes that these men go to, like, they knew my biggest thing was my family. And listen, I don't care on how this sounds, I'm being really honest here. Some girls didn't have families. I was very, very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always really bullied for that as well, probably because I had support.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people still now to this day think, but even, like, the reason I'm where I am is because of the network I had around me, that I just landed on my feet. And I'm like, that can be further from the truth. Nobody could have made me get clean. And you know that.
No,
Nobody makes you do anything.
Nope.
Especially
You do it
when
for
you're in
yourself.
addiction, yeah. You have to want it for you. I couldn't do it for my mum. I couldn't do it because my nanny was dying of cancer. But the only good thing is she got to see me 3 months clean.
Good.
And her last words to me were, promise me. It was just the start of the court case. She says, you know I'm going. She says, it's time for me to give up my life because I think you're ready to live yours. She said, will you promise me something? And I knew it was the last time I was seeing her alive because I had to get out from jail to go and see her and go to the funeral and all. She says, listen, the last 3 months was spent. She says, wasn't together, but you got clean. She came see me once a week in the prison when she had terminal cancer on her wee walking stick. Everything, like, honestly, I don't look up to celebrities. I look up to my grandmothers. Like, if I can be anyone in this world, half the woman my mum is or my grandparents are.
Yeah.
And, like, the people that they were, like, oh my God, I'm really glad that my papa wasn't here to see, because I'm telling you, my papa would have done time.
Oh,
He was that generation. There would have been no talking. He would have been in that car.
Pumping him.
He was born, 1932? And it's like, oh my God. As I say, just had a presence. There would have been no talking. My papa probably would have looked at my dad and went, I can't believe you didn't hit him in the court. That would have been the way my granda was. There's no talking in them days. It was fists and that was it. And you fought fair. Like, there was no...
There was no fighting for these days.
No,
That's the thing.
it's not. Everybody carries somebody on them.
Yeah.
I do find the TikTok world mad at the minute, like, because see, arranging for digs and, like, people going down and fighting and all.
And TikTok?
Yes, crazy at the minute. The drama, I just think, my God, like, the way some people talk on it, I'll do this and
I
I'll
said them
do that.
Blaze. I don't watch them. I've heard about them. Like,
I don't really watch
there's
them
arguments or
either.
something goes on in there.
I watch the recaps, and, like, some of them, like, I'm like, are you actually sitting fighting about that? Like, yous are fucking
I watched
mad.
one the other day about a hat on a fucking...
Oh my God!
On the fucking...
On the curtain call?
I was like, what the fuck? Because I've never watched them before. I was like, what's this all about? Do you know what I mean?
Me and her were watching it, and he flipped, and I went, fuck, he obviously doesn't want somebody saying that hat's there.
Is it an act? Is that all an
It
act?
was a hat. I don't know.
No, is that an act? As I saw, I don't know,
No.
because I don't fucking watch it.
That was, I don't know.
Is it real?
I can't keep up. I honestly, it's like EastEnders. I think my life's fucking mad when I go on there and I feel a bit better about myself. I'm like, do you know what?
We're actually all right. So
yeah, we're actually okay. I think I am. Ironically, pretty normal. Like, if there is a normal, like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
but yeah, now I'm just I'm like trying to start like wee events for like people coming together now. And I done like a talking event with Nexus. They're fantastic, and I work with Flourish, which help trafficking. I always try and signpost if I'm ever talking. They like help traffic men and women.
Yeah.
On the streets in Belfast. It's not bad. Like there's a full modern slavery team in Belfast undercover dealing.
Is there?
Yeah, dealing with it. Yeah, modern slavery team. They've had to open a unit in the Belfast on the
Fuck
Lisburn
off.
Road. Yeah. Modern slavery and human trafficking team. It's that bad.
That's that
There's
bad?
a now team allocated to it. Yeah, and drug trafficking team.
Jesus Christ, I'm oblivious to all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Do you want me to
crazy.
tell you something? Listen, I was oblivious to that as well. And if it never happened to me, like, why would you imagine something like that actually happens? Do you know what I mean? Like it is completely crazy. And
I mean, but that's fucking see the people involved with it, that's bad.
I know it is.
That is really fucking bad.
And do you know what annoys me? They, no matter what, the victims always come out smelling like shit because it's the victims that are judged. Like some of the comments that were wrote under my videos, I thought, I hope none of the other victims come on and read some of them. Like some of the comments were awful, but there was so much more positive out of it. But like there's people who I think try to trigger you with comments.
Oh, I get it too. I get it.
And like I'm being honest, see if I fully unleashed what I thought about some of them twats, I would have no followers. Like I have such a great network. But you always get the ones that come in that they must just sit there and look for people. I don't think it's anything about me or you personally.
No, it's how they're
It's
feeling.
just
It's how
they're feeling.
Yeah.
And I just think to myself, I would hate to be sitting with that outlook on life, That way I try to look at life like my attitude is I could have died over the 10 years and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I seen death, and I swear to God to this, people will call me crazy. But I see when I was getting clean laying in that prison cell, like it was so weird. My nanny it was 3 days before my nanny was being diagnosed with terminal cancer in the jail, and I was lying in the cell, and like I didn't expect. I thought I would be able to just get up and leave my room. Like I had no idea. Like I was locked from 7 o'clock. See when you were lying in that room in withdrawals on a plastic mattress, it was awful.
You didn't know you were in lockdown?
Didn't know. Oh my God, it was horrendous.
What was it, 24-hour lockdown?
24-hour lockdown. And then I was so sick. The third day in, the
But
jail overdosed me.
You needed
I
that?
did, yeah, but the jail overdosed me. They gave me somebody else's meds on the second day in by accident. 900 ml of Seroquel. Now I'm on Seroquel and all now, and Zops and all. But back then I wasn't, and I was 5 stone. I was 5 stone 7. It was awful. And my first few weeks of being in prison were in the Royal. I was that badly nourished. I went in at 5 stone 7 and walked out at 13 stone 8 within 3 months. I did. I put on 6.5 stone. I fucking rolled out of the place. Oh my God, it was awful.
But that was good.
I know, but like it was 3 meals a day.
Because 5 stone isn't healthy, like.
No, God, do you know what?
13 stone's healthy, but.
Yeah, but then I started really climbing because I replaced the drugs for the food.
Yes, this is the dopamine.
And my life was still so isolated because when I say I cut my past off, I cut it off like an arm. Like yes, obviously, people from my past, I'll never just be able to run away from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I never, ever will. But I cut my past off. People, places and things, and I believe in this. The places you go, the people you surround yourself with, and the things you do. If you're going to go to the same places you did when you took drugs, if you're going to surround yourself with the same people that maybe they're not necessarily bad people, but they're still in that lifestyle and they don't give a shit whether you're sober or not. And the things you do, routine is key.
No,
and I'm sure you can agree with that as well. Like
big time, like.
I think it's brilliant. Like, you do a meet-up, do you, on a Tuesday
So
night?
we
then?
do. So we were actually away in Helens Bay yesterday as well.
Yes, I seen that.
So we were in the water, and then.
I live just beside there.
Oh, do you?
That's
Well, you can join us the next time.
I will, because I literally
you
live
live beside
5-minute
there?
walk
That's
from Helens
nice.
Bay. Yeah, I live just beside Bangor West.
Ah,
Yeah,
so
down
join
there.
us next time because
Yes.
it's going to get big. That's going to get bigger. Because there was 10 people there yesterday,
Amazing.
and then so Tuesday night we did
Right.
a meet up in the Cave Hill,
Okay,
which is
perfect.
getting bigger.
Amazing, and it's beautiful up there because we were saying earlier, there's a lot of women that have reached out and been like, you need to get a group going. And I think, like, obviously you have more experience with doing it. I think it's fantastic and all. So yeah, I think
You should. That's what I was saying there. You should
100%
get a
we'll
group
do it.
together
And we'll do it, yeah.
and just come along. You know, everybody's nice.
Welcome you and
Because
everybody's.
this is what I always say. I mean, it sounds mad, but see people that's been through the mill with addictions and all.
They're the nicest
They're the
people
nicest
you'll ever
people.
meet.
They are, and the most genuine people you ever meet.
And they'll give you their arm.
It's
Like,
strange.
if I
you know?
had £2 in my
There's
purse,
my fucking thing going here. Look.
I know, but it does, because mine's doing the exact same.
Yeah, and
I think they have the biggest hearts ever.
because I think it's because we've been through hell.
We know what their
We're
rejection's
strong.
like.
I don't know. It's just weird. We're like stronger people
Yeah.
because we've spent that amount of time on the drugs and then recovering after them.
Mm-hmm.
Where it just makes you molding this person. We're just.
You become somebody, like, when I look at myself now, like right today, looking in the mirror, what I was. Like, it's weird because sometimes I talk about her like she's a third person.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had to do that. That's how I've coped with it. But it's night and day. Like, you don't actually sometimes realise how far you've came until you're looking at photos and you can see it in your eyes and you're going, oh my God. I was
I
at
hate
that
that.
family dinner and I was off my
I
head.
hate that. And see, when I look back at photos even when the kids were born and all, and you're like this, you know, instead of embracing the
know.
kid, you're holding the kid and you can see it in your face and you're going, but all photos and you're going, look at the state of me in that fucking I was on coke in that fucking picture.
But you don't see it when you're in it.
No.
You do not. Like, when I think back now, I don't even know how us women were trafficked. So if I'm being honest, because, you know, we were homeless. There was no there's no place for actually homeless people to really go and get washed even. There's no drop-in centre to go and get your clothes washed or
The
go for
system's fucked.
STI checks or health checks or, you know, there's not resources out there. And I can truthfully say, and I don't care, I'll be very honest, see the resources I have in my life now are things that I've had to resource, or like Flourish that reached out to me because they watched my TikTok.
Yeah.
There's no support. I wasn't updated. I didn't even know one of them had got out of prison until I seen them. Wasn't updated by victim support. The police, they contact you when they need another statement or when you've done your ABE interviews. Now, I have to say, they're very good through the interviews. You take it at your own pace. But there's no refuge. There's no, right, okay, you're just out of a trafficking ring. We can send you to a safe house. You know, even for normal addicts, take away the trafficking. What help is there with addiction out there?
Fuck all.
I remember being clean 3 months and the addictions turning around and saying to me, if you don't give a dirty sample, you're not going to be going on a medication. That was the way it was 7, 8 years ago. And I remember my mum, so I was clean and she said to me, if you want on a medication, you're going to have to start giving us 30 samples. If you're struggling with addiction, why aren't you using?
I know, see, this is the way they look at it.
And do you know what my mum said? My mum said, so you're telling me when I take her out of here to give her £25 to go and buy something and bring her back tomorrow for a sample? She said, yeah. And my mum said, right. And I went and I bought how much I owed money. And I actually got a lift. Because it's weird. Oliver wanted us all on scripts, yeah. I relapsed.
On purpose, but...
Yeah, I had to. Because Oliver had been arrested the year before for £22,000 worth of heroin. So he had been kept in Dublin for a few days. And I had been trying to get on a script, but I was in Ards because my home address was Bangor. I probably would have gone on it quicker if I had went to Malone Clinic, but I didn't want to be about it. I was always a very nervous person. Like, I come across very confident how I speak, but my self-confidence and self-worth is probably the lowest it's ever been that way. But I remember that day, and he had been away, and he hadn't been like really bothering when he got out of prison because they were watching him, and he knew they'd actually seized 64 of his phones. I think he had
64
over,
fucking
yeah,
phones?
he had girls, all the phones for the girls.
Fuck.
And then he used to trade mobile phones. He had, oh my, what they must have found in them phones was fucking mad.
64
Honestly,
phones?
I would love to see my phone from,
Oh, what do you mean? Did each girl have a phone?
yeah, we all had
Oh,
a
like
phone.
it was one girl and one phone?
Mm-hmm. Our own number, our own contact information, because they had to text and ask for the services,
Mm-hmm.
and they arranged through the Lacanto. And then if some were confident enough with letting you have their number, they would have actually texted you on the phone, and that's how an appointment was arranged. And then Oliver either arranged it or
fuck,
it
yeah.
was arranged, and then you had to ring and say, Oliver, listen, 4 people contacted, blah, blah, blah. Like, this was like a normal daily living business. Like, I don't know how, still to this day, that certain businesses let us sit outside every single day and watched us being put into cars every single day. Like, we were on the same streets, and I remember security guards coming out to me and going, what's happening to you's bad crack? This man used to bring us a fry. But he was, anytime he seen Oliver, he was too scared. Like, these men were intimidating. These men threw their weight around, you know. These men let it be known the danger factor to them. And like, I know that a lot of businesses did phone and report it to the police, but it was evidence at the time. It was catching them in the act. We were over the age of 18. The police weren't trained to deal with it. I remember being stopped in the car with Oliver, and Oliver standing there, and one policeman saying to me, is he abusing you? What do you want me to say?
No. What are you going to
He's
say?
standing right there, like, and that way of it now, like, I have
And what
worked
did you
with
say?
police
No?
after that, yeah, because we were trained, we knew. But the
Yes.
police obviously started noticing, because I never forget a peeler saying to me, tell you what, you girls are well trained on your script. And I said, what? He says, because I've interviewed 11 of yous over the past 4 days, and yous have all said the exact same to me. He had us trained. So that's when they started noticing it as well. Things and stuff weren't adding up. But do you know what? I could sit here honestly, and for a very long time I was bitter. And I was, because I felt so many things were stolen off me. Like, I never got to go on girls' holidays. I never got to go away with my mum and dad. Like, when I was younger, I had that holidays to Canada, Florida, Spain. Like, we had a fucking amazing upbringing. And then it was a culture shock to me, because I went from having that roof over my head and that security of no worries to completely, oh my God, overnight,
That is
my
fucking
life
scary.
changed. But addiction, anybody who says they are in control, like, I give it up to
Yes,
people
yeah.
who can dip and dab, because I couldn't do that.
There is some people that actually can
I
dip
know.
and dab, and
And I fair play to them, because
yeah,
I'm being
I know
honest,
people
I'm
that
not
get,
one of those people.
they could have a bag of coke sitting for 3 months in their fucking cupboard.
I know.
I couldn't have it for 5 minutes.
Or somebody who maybe hasn't touched it in a year goes out,
I know.
gets wiped out one weekend, and they
then
don't
stops
touch it
it. I
again.
know.
And listen, I'm being honest, if that's what you want to do, if it doesn't affect anybody else,
Yeah.
that's fine. Because I just wouldn't have that control. If I went back and took a line of heroin right now, oh my God, I know myself. But I will say I've never felt stronger. Like, I never think of drugs. What goes on in my head is just overthinking memories and obviously dealing with the trauma of stuff.
Yeah.
But I could honestly,
Does all that there give you a fear of men? In a way.
can I be
Very
honest?
not untrusting.
And I don't trust. And if I do trust and I open up, because of what I've been through, I know whether I'm comfortable straight away or when I'm not. And that's just the way I think anybody who's been through that can tell. But I think for so long, like, you think them men genuinely, like, they had us convinced our families were the ones that didn't want us because we were on drugs, and our families were the ones that were telling us bad
Yeah.
things. Like, I think, no, it doesn't make me scared in the thing of, like, I think the same about everyone, because they aren't men to me. My
They're
dad,
fucking
yourself,
They're
like,
not real men.
men
Like,
don't do that. And as
No.
my dad said, he even hates using the word men with them when he calls them, because a man is my dad. Like, my dad is 60 just last week. He's a shaved head like Oliver, right? And you'll see this when my documentary comes out. If you were to look at my dad and Oliver side by side, they look the same. You know, normal men. And when you know the flip side to it of what Oliver's capable of, and he's round the same generation as my dad, there's two polar opposites. So for a very long time, did I ever think I would be able to even, like, I used to flinch when my dad tried to hug me. And my dad is not like that in a sense. I remember my dad stopped hugging me for a while because it broke his heart. Like, I flinched when he tried to hug me, and my dad said that's when he realised what I had been through. Oh my God, if I'm really, really honest here, for the first year and a half of me out of the trafficking ring, I still don't sleep with the light off now, 3 years later. It's it's a night lamp, but I can't sleep with the light out. I check my doors every single night. I have extra security measures, and where I live, do you know I live in an apartment? Because I won't live in a house, because there's one door in and one door out.
Yeah.
People could come to my house at any point, and listen, they've no reason to, because all I've ever really spoke about is the human trafficking. There's a lot more I could say, but at the end of the day, I think you probably know as well. You pick and choose your battles, I think.
Oh, I do, yeah.
When you get clean, and you learn that stuff, even though sometimes it needs said, is it going to benefit you?
No.
Is it going to help you reopening that wound?
No, because
It's
my
not.
war's just on addiction, to be honest with you. Your war's just on the trafficking, isn't it?
110%.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think probably the traffic, even like my addiction was horrendous, but I would probably say the trafficking has left me more trauma, if that's even possible, because obviously.
Fucking right. I would say it is possible, but
But I'm glad, and I'll be honest, and people won't understand this. I'm so happy that I did take heroin them years, and I'll be honest with you, because I don't think I would have got through it otherwise. No way.
That was their control of you, but the heroin, you know.
Listen, we were either completely off our heads and couldn't have said yes or no, or we were in withdrawals. Like, he used to get us so strung out weeks on end, and then just say, I don't like you anymore. And used to stop everybody from serving 2 or 3 girls. Used to leave us sick to the point he would have had us. Like, I remember lying in his barn, and he had ounces of heroin sitting there. And because me and one of the girls were too sick to go out and do a job, he left us sitting there for 4 days in withdrawals off heroin and morphine. It was horrendous.
That a control thing, was it?
Control thing, 100%. And he said, listen, when he done it the first time, and I didn't really catch on that he is basically saying to you, whether you're sick or not, you get up and you fucking do what I'm asking you to do. And when I finally caught on to that, like, it was horrendous. I can honestly say, going through it in withdrawals, I would not wish that on somebody that... Do you know, I wouldn't even wish that on them as the men, that what they've done. I would never wish what they done in me. Never, because it would... Even though they deserve everything that's coming to them, I could never lower myself to be that type of person. I could never cause the hurt with the intention behind it that them men have. Honestly, like,
evil. Fucking evil. Like.
Evil. They are the devil, like, and I swear to that right now, like, what's that saying? Sheep in wolves' clothing, isn't it?
And I can't believe one of them still knocking about the Hampton Road. It still blows my
One's
mind, because I seen him the other day.
Yeah. Oh, probably.
I did?
Yes. Listen, guys, I'd be really honest, and people do come on. He's still doing this. The ring is still running now. Police are aware of it and police are doing everything, but it has to be vigilance. Like I say that, see it, say it, save life. Like, if anything, I'm hoping now people know, like, if you see a young girl homeless in the town, and maybe you work in the town and she's getting put in and out of cars, you don't have to approach the situation. You don't have to approach the girl. Ring 101.
Report the car.
Ring the crime. Report the registration. There is no categorical reason why a young girl on the streets in Belfast should be getting into any elderly man's car for a reoccurrence. And I do. That is something I ask now. I think our generation is very much, people don't want to get involved. I don't know if you watch them videos that people set up where, say, a woman's hitting a man, and they have like a wee camera set up in the street to see how many people get involved when they're walking past.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them.
See the amount of people that walk past.
I know. I don't want to get involved with this.
See, if it was me, that's where I would need to, I think because of what I've been through, if I seen a girl in the town and I seen signs of trafficking, I think I would do anything in that minute, right there and then. But what people need to understand is some of these girls, even if you did approach them, they're going to think you're coming for them. They're not going to think you're looking out for them. These men have these women worked in the head.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the Stockholm syndrome, so they'll actually protect their abuser.
100%, I did.
Do you know what I mean? So if you think about back then when you were getting in their cars and then someone trying to save you, but you're going, I need a hit.
I know.
I need a hit. And
but he's the one,
take me away from
the one
this
who
hit.
hurts me, he's helping me. The one who makes me sick
he's one good.
Is taking the sickness away. And it was like a thing for every time, like, he hit me. If he bait the fuck out of you, 5 minutes later after he'd bait you, he was walking in and going, I'm really sorry, honey, there's 3 bags of heroin. And so the
it's
it's
classic.
orchestrated.
It's fucking just classic abuse. It's just
like, to me, that's not, like, that's narcissism in its finest, 110%. And
but it works. It fucking
does.
works on you.
Because I can be really honest with you. See if them men turned around, and see if Oliver had a turn around and said to me at the time, see if you don't go into Primark and steal a jumper, I'll take you out or I'll do something to your family. Like, what he said when, if he said jump, I said how high. If he would have told me to go and stick my hand in the fire, I would have through fear. Like, and this is where I find it a bit harder to explain. If you seen the person I was as a person back then, like, I couldn't speak for stuttering. Somebody, like, if somebody walked up behind me in the street, I thought I was going to be dead, raped and buried. Like, that wasn't normal. And that's why I go out walking around the coast all now, because I've had to do that. I couldn't even leave. For the first year and a half, right until about June there, when I joined the gym and nobody knew what had happened to me. People knew I'd got clean but didn't know the story. I hadn't left my house for like a year and a half. I moved to Enniskillen and worked on the dairy farm and lived in a caravan after I got out of jail.
Did you?
I did.
That was nice. That was nice.
I loved it. Found an advert on Facebook and I said to my partner,
Class.
Got on a bus and never ever looked back. Went to Enniskillen. And me and him started doing really well. He got clean. I say he's an addiction now. I was with him for 6 years. He was with me through a lot of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we cleaned chicken eggs every single morning.
Brilliant.
Didn't pay our rent. We lived in the caravan for free. All our food, our gases, our oils were paid. And then he said, I'm really proud of you and your recovery. He said, do you want to run a B&B for me? He says, and start cleaning it. So we moved up the back roads and we were on this beautiful piece of land. And I was running a wee B&B, cleaning it.
That was great, was it?
Loved it. I'm being honest, if I didn't move away then, I could have possibly relapsed. I was 3 months into my sobriety, fresh out of prison. I'd just lost my nanny. Her house was being sold, so the house that I would have been going back to when I got clean, it was gone. I didn't have a pot to piss in.
Mm-hmm.
And my mum says, what do you have to lose? And I said, nothing. And I honestly can tell you it was the best thing I ever done. Like,
that sounds good.
Don't get me wrong.
Off the grid.
It was. It was a way. Nobody knew me. I could just be
know.
Rebecca.
And you felt safe.
I did. Now, I always carried the history with me because my teeth were so badly damaged through drugs and then other things that had happened. So the last thing for me was getting my teeth done. My teeth were ruined and I had the most beautiful teeth. So I'll go and get them done properly, but that was my last thing. So the only thing people in Enniskillen, God forgive me, you're saying this, half of them didn't have teeth. They're wee farmer men, so it wasn't out of place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, you just thought I was a wee farmer's wife or didn't have teeth or something. But up there, give me a reason and a purpose. Now, I did a dip after that. I did. My partner went to prison when I was about a year and a half clean. And he had relapsed, and I didn't know he was smoking crack for 3 months. And I was in recovery. I don't know how I didn't know.
But Skitty didn't try and get you on it.
Well, yeah, in fairness to him, I will say that he didn't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he didn't give a shit. I noticed at the end, he was more like, oh, if you were on it, I'd have more. Because he never had to pay for anything, obviously. And I ended up taking a real bad psychotic break. And I drove my car off the back of the farm verge.
Did you?
Yeah, off about a 10-foot drop. Police phoned my mum and said she's not getting out of this car. They had body bag ready. They said there's no way. And that car was mangled. That was after the overdose. And I got a court date set and my partner had went to prison. He had never ever got violent with me before. The crack changed him. I'd never seen him like that in addiction. Held me up in the hotel and all. It was awful.
All that time you were talking about?
Yeah, it was horrendous. That he jumped out of the car. That's what all led up to it. That there was literally, he jumped out of the car the night that all happened. And I couldn't deal with it. I was in Enniskillen, 85 miles away from home. Everybody still thought I was just a scumbag who was on drugs because they were believing what they heard or what they were reading. And nobody actually really knew the truth. Felt, what am I going to do here? I just lost somebody who was through the trafficking with me basically from day one. And even though our relationship was fueled, there was love there. And he came to hospital appointments with me, like he was there. And then men, a lot of people are like, well, he knew we were being trafficked. No, listen, he was being trafficked himself. You know, he was an addict that had him when it came to drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah. The reason I know what you mean.
Yeah, listen, is he an arsehole now? Do you like the person he is? No, but I just want him to find, if he may never, and I don't know if he will ever, but I had to remove that chance for me. As much as I loved him, it wasn't right for me and it was not healthy. We broke up about a year, and probably in the last 12 months, that's when I have found me, because after I came out of the mental hospital, the psychiatric hospital, the mental hospital, I'm not calling these mental.
I know.
I've been in it myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I came out of there, like that place probably is what I needed. I needed 4 weeks away with no phone, no news updates about what was going on, no court cases. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going in here. I'm mad. I've lost my head. I was just tired.
Exhausted.
The court case had been pending. We were waiting a year and a half on a court date, and all of a sudden, in the same 2 days, he goes to prison, and it comes out the trial set for 4 weeks later. I didn't know how to fucking cope.
Jesus Christ.
I was going through facing it for the first time not just on my own, but clean. I had no drugs to numb it, and I thought, I don't ever want to use again. So I thought in my head, if I removed myself from the world, then I wouldn't let anybody down again, wouldn't let myself down.
Yeah, and intrusive thoughts come into the...
They do. And I'll never ever forget, I was in that car, but I wasn't there in my mind.
Fast?
Yeah, no. Well, basically where I was, there was no other roads because we had our own bit of land up that way, and own bit of road where we were running the property from. So I never would have done it on a main road. It was for me. So when you would have drove up to the property, there was a side road and there was like a verge.
Yeah.
And I don't know what came over me, and I could still tell you right now I was not in my mind. And there was no good person in this shoulder and that, don't do it.
It was just one way.
It was just one way. And it came over me in a feeling within an instant.
You
I
went
had
for it.
been feeling suicidal, and I put my forward the mat. Took my seatbelt off and just drove my
Fucking
car
hell.
straight off the verge. Rode the car off. Car was fucking mangled. And the police said, I don't know how I walked out with that. I walked out with not a scrape on me. I know I was completely gone mentally because they wouldn't even give me medication. And the first 2 days, I was that tired. I was mentally completely just out of it and drained. But yeah, it's a long road, like.
But you're doing amazing now, like.
I love
Aren't
it.
you?
I've
Aren't
got, do you know what I have to say? And you probably know what this like. I think when you come from addiction, I never want to sound like I think I'm cocky or like I nearly hate saying you're doing well to myself. I think we all get that, even in life in general. But I'm probably the most confident in what I'm saying because I know what I'm speaking is the truth. And I believe in it so, so much. And yeah, I'm just excited to see where the future goes. And
I
listen,
believe you're on the big things, like. Definitely, like.
but it's the same with you. Like honestly, like I think what you have here in this place is absolutely insane. The courses you do, and that's why I said yes because there's no bullshit. Like
I know.
there's no preaching. Like I will never sit and say to somebody you shouldn't take that or judge somebody for relapsing because relapse is part of recovery.
Well,
I've
and then,
relapsed loads.
and you said you shouldn't take it, but people probably won't like us, but taking drugs for me at the start was fun.
It was.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it's not long until, it's not long until
It creeps
it
in.
turns.
And, one day you think you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day you're like,
There's no
fuck,
gap.
I don't have
There's
50
no fucking
quid.
gap.
What am I going to do? Like, to the point where you would have texted anybody just to have a score 5 to even get a 0.2. Like it was wild. And that's when you don't even see it hitting you.
You don't.
And you don't know what the switch is. You don't know what the change is, but you know something has
starts as
changed
fun,
within you.
and it's fucking fast. It fastly turns into fucking chaos.
It becomes with oh sure, I'll just take it this time and that's it. Like, I'll always be honest. Oliver was not responsible for every drug I ever took in my life. Is he responsible for getting me on them and drugging me? Yeah, but like when I chose to take crack and smoke a pipe, I chose to do that.
He wasn't behind it.
No,
he was behind the heroin.
and like I think a lot of people are like, why would you
But
admit that?
it leads
But
you.
why
Heroin
wouldn't
leads you
it?
on to it as well. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
do you know what I mean?
Heroin coincides with crack, but say if you're in sickness, you can't smoke crack because crack brings you so up. Heroin's a downer. So
if
your
you're in the
withdrawal,
withdrawals,
oh my god,
what
it's
can you
wild.
do? I didn't know.
I remember I done it one time and I didn't know.
That's interesting. So if
I
you're
smoked a pipe and I was worse. I ended up going to a hospital because it
fuck,
takes
if
the
you're in
opiate
fucking
completely out of you.
that's weird. Isn't it?
Now, if you're okay and you're not sick, you can smoke a crack. There's no sickness of crack. It's like a craving.
It's psychological.
But it's I would probably say crack is the new addiction
It's
now.
the epidemic, and then.
It's not sniffing, as you say. Like,
But it's definitely that and the cat, because all the young ones are on the cat. Because I've heard so many stories about
LSD's coming in as well.
someone they're all pissing blood.
Really, really bad. Yeah, sure. They're all getting ketamine
Nappies.
bladder.
That's what I'm saying. They're all having to wear. They're all
I
like young
actually
fellas and
follow
all
a
wearing
girl on
nappies.
TikTok, and she had a catheter in. Like her bladder's just got stronger, but she had to have a catheter in. Had no control over her bowel, and like she said, I was an addict. But when I say I was an addict, she would have used like say once a week or whatever,
Yeah.
which is still a lot, but not every day because you wouldn't with that type of drug.
Yep.
And her bladder and organs are completely
Once a week.
fucked. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
She used to just do it on a Saturday night
That's
and
fucked
just
her
go
up.
out and get her wiped out. And then it started getting more.
I don't know
And
when
it's
I
completely
season
screwed her up. Can I be honest? I never. Do you know what my last drug was with the heroin before I got clean? Acid. I'd never took acid before in my life. Me and my ex-partner took it. And I think that was a big reason I got clean after he went away. I'm telling you.
I'm fucking telling you, because
I have my whole life
I
in
am
front
a
of me
big-
with two choices.
I am a big believer. I actually have done 4 ceremonies since
Right.
I've broke free from addiction. Like
Amazing.
proper ceremonies, like where you go, you're on a bed,
Mm-hmm.
you have the eye mask on, you're lying, you do breathing meditations, and then you drink the mushrooms,
Yeah.
and
My brother,
it breaks down. It just fucking changes your whole mindset.
what's it
No,
called?
not ashwagandha, but it's the mushrooms.
Right.
Ashwagandha, I'll move on to next.
Okay.
That's like the daddy.
See, I want to do
That's
that.
the daddy.
Eventually, I do.
Do you know that's a scary one?
Yeah.
But the mushrooms, they change your whole life. Like
I'm going to
do
have to try because I've actually never tried.
acid
And it has
mushrooms
been
would be the
something.
same.
Well, see, I'm being honest, and me and her were talking about this the other night. I actually, and this is how I know, like I was meant to get clean. When I took the acid, my nanny was in her favourite outfit that she actually left me. And my nanny was in the room with me when I was on acid saying, listen, your time's running out here and so's mine.
It's mad, isn't it?
And I remember her saying to me, you have two choices. Stay in the situation you're in, because if you don't do something now. And 2 days later, I sent myself to prison.
Isn't it mad?
We took acid the night before he was arrested because we're on the Dublin Road.
But it like plants a seed in your head.
It did, I'm telling
and
you.
then it grows, and then it's like, hold on here, I have a choice here.
It's the best thing ever happened to me taking that
you have
acid.
a choice, like, don't you?
100%. And I'm being honest, I don't care whether... listen, I had the best fucking night of my life on that. But I swear to God, that was like my third eye opening. I swear, I don't care.
I know exactly.
So I
what you
now
mean.
go to a lot of 9D breath work and all that because I love it.
Oh, yes.
And I think breathing is your power. Like, you actually don't realise how much control you have with breath. And I didn't realise it. I've learned to go into the gym and having to learn controlling my breath and stuff like that. But yeah, I am all for healing. I don't know if you know Davina. Do you know Davina, the Law of Attraction? She does manifest miracles. She's a book out.
The Law of Attraction. Never seen that one.
Well,
Rhonda Brown or Brian.
No, well, Davina, honestly, she is fantastic. She wrote a book and it's about manifestation.
I haven't seen that one there.
It's great. I'm doing a course with her, but she's all about healing. And stuff like, the power is within you.
Yes.
That book changed my life.
Power is
I am telling you, like,
Huh?
that book is amazing. It talks about your chakra. And, like, yes, there is a lot of spiritual side to it. But I think you have to have that in you. Like, you have to have that belief you have it.
Oh, aye.
And you can do it. But I think, and you'll probably agree with this, see where we are now. I think when you get to this stage, you're nearly like unstoppable. Like,
yeah, I know.
You feel
it's like a rocket up your arse.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you go from doing absolutely fucking nothing but getting off your head to being like this, having a flat, doing your own washing and shit like that. God, I'm wild. I don't have life skills. My ma still does my washing, but anyway. I have started doing it and getting better, like. But yeah, like my mum and dad live 2 minutes from me, so they do.
Good.
And where I am now, like I remember walking into it this time last year because I've had it a year in the house with no warnings, nobody in the house, no drugs. Like, that's a big thing.
Wow.
And as my mum said to me, like, Rebecca, fucking hell, like, you couldn't have left you. You couldn't have left me in the house, and you couldn't have, if you went away on holiday in them years. See, if you had left me a key, the house would have been house would have been cleaned out, whether it was a party or whatnot. And I am glad, like, they don't have the trauma from that side of it. But yeah, I'm just winging it at the minute, faking it till I make it sometimes.
Yeah, well, you're flying.
Hopefully it all just kind of goes into place.
What was I going to say? Have you anything you would like to say to anybody? Like, I mean, for to reach out to you for...
Yeah, guys. Obviously, I am on TikTok, and I am very, very open about my page. It's an open door policy.
How did I find you on TikTok?
So, my username is Rebecca.white8. I really need to sort that name out, like. But yes, when you go on, there is the story and interviews pinned at the top of the page. Signposting. There's a lot of women that have reached out. I can get you in contact with like helplines, addiction services. There is a safe place for women. And there's just always have respect. You never know what somebody's going through. But most of all, like, there's no judgment. You can come on and, yeah, I just think if TikTok is used for what it is, it can be so freaking powerful.
Oh, I big time. I agree.
Honestly,
because that's what I'm using it for at the moment.
But do you not find sometimes real life situations don't get pushed out as much? Like,
No, they don't.
if it was like drama or something like that, I feel like if I was on fighting and earn my dirty laundry from people I don't like from my past, I think sometimes that draws people in more. But I think when it's real life, when it's uncomfortable, or like, I remember I used to sit when I first got clean and look at other people's lives who were maybe 3 years into sobriety and go, oh my God, look how far on they are. And that's what something I'll say. Never compare yourself. Comparison's the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And I always just think, take life with both hands and live it.
Exactly.
And it's never too late to change.
It's not.
Ever. It's not. Never ever feel
change is possible for us all.
100%.
So we're living proof.
If we can change,
yeah,
anyone fucking can. But yeah, just keep going and
so
smash it.
You've heard that. You can reach out to Rebecca for some advice.
Yeah, I've loved this today, honestly. Thank you so much.
And another thing is as well, Rebecca's thinking about starting up a wee group for women.
Yes, so we'll be starting a wee group. But obviously, we're going to meet. I will do. We'll tag it anyway. But there is going to be meetups. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's lovely. I know a lot of people have reached out and actually said. So we're going to do something and we'll get everybody together. And yeah, it's exciting. And we'll see where it goes anyway. But yeah, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for watching, and thank you, Rebecca. And say if it's triggered anybody or whatever, reach out and get help.
There's a lot of triggers, and all I'll say is, today, every day is different. I haven't cried today, which is really good for me. That's how I know I'm getting stronger.
Thank God today, I don't know what I would have done.
I know, no, honestly. I was like, do you know what? I said today, I'm going to have to toughen up a wee bit here. I can't be sitting fucking
you done well.
I know, I did. I got through it and I actually smiled,
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, I think I took life so serious for the first 2 years because my first 2 years were just staying clean.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like living life and going to get stoned to the Ballocks in Amsterdam at the start of May.
We'll have the door in.
Yes, thank you everyone.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Rebecca.
Honestly, thank you so much.
That's us for this episode of Rewired for Freedom. If it hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it. That's how we spread this. Person to person, truth to truth. Remember, the beast never sleeps. Stay conscious, stay connected, and keep building evidence that you're stronger than it. I'm Liam Keeley, and this is Rewired for Freedom. Stay switched on and stay free.